Assalamu alaikum. And if you allow me, I'll maybe take a little bit more time because you had mentioned something, Sheikh, about how people have a feeling about Muslims, right? So I wanted to share how my experience has been, if that's okay. All right. So I am an immigrant. I came from Pakistan when I was 18, back in the 80s. And so I came to Texas, and Texas, deep south was not very hospitable to me. And so I had no interest in staying in the United States. I came to go to college, and I know there's a couple of pilots in here, so they would appreciate this. And I was also going to learn to fly and go back to Pakistan. And so after I was done, there was a movie that came out, Top Gun. Right? So Top Gun recruited me, and so I decided to go into a profession which is non-traditional with Muslims. I became a fighter pilot for the US Navy. And so for the last Give her a round of applause, man. So for the last 32 years, I've been serving as a naval officer. And what I'll tell you is that I came to this country with stereotypes, and I would have had those stereotypes had I not joined the Navy. So after I joined the Navy, I was surrounded by non-Muslims, and so I made it my mission to get to know them and for them to get to know me and to get to know Islam. So I'll share some of my experiences. So I have flown off of 10 aircraft carriers, and on every single aircraft carrier, we offer Jummah Salat. We have prayer rugs, we have Qurans, we have the ability to pray 5 times Salat if you want to, but Jummah is always available. And one other thing I'll tell you, on 9/11, when that American Airlines airplane hit the Pentagon, at that very site, they have built a chapel, a non-denominational chapel. And every Jummah, there is an imam that comes in to offer Jummah Salat at the Pentagon. I don't know if you all knew that. All right. In 2002, I was flying off an aircraft carrier, John F. Kennedy, in the Indian Ocean, 100 miles from where I was born in Karachi. And we were doing Operation Enduring Freedom, which was operations in Afghanistan, and we were doing this operation called Operation Anaconda. So I came back from a 7.5-hour mission. I landed, and there was a message waiting for me to contact the chaplain. I called the chaplain. I thought, am I in trouble? I need to talk to somebody associated with God. And anyway, so then he said, hey, listen, we found a dead fisherman floating in the water. So the ship picked him up, and because of where we were operating, they offered the dead body to Pakistan and to Oman, the two neighboring Muslim countries, because he was dressed up in the traditional Pakistani garb. And they asked those two countries if they wanted to claim him so that they could bury him. But both the countries refused. So the head chaplain on board, because I was the senior Muslim on board, called me so I could do his Salat al-Janazah. Only because they thought that he is probably a Muslim and we wanted to bury him with dignity. So I did not know how to do it. I quickly got on the internet. I learned how to do it. And I did the service, and then we buried him at sea. So the reason why I bring all this up is because I came here with stereotypes, and I built, I stayed behind closed doors. So my message to you is, don't stay behind these closed doors. And I used to say, don't build walls, but we're building walls. So what I say is we need to have more dialogue. We need to have more bridges, because you need to understand the other side. You need to understand people of other cultures, of other religious faiths, and so that you too can understand them. So not only do you need to invite them into your homes, but you need to go into their homes too.